There are times in our existence where colossal changes happen. Right now, we are going through one of those times. This is maybe even the most important moment of change that has ever happened yet. We have entered into the consciousness era. And even though we know that our predecessors managed to reach very high levels of consciousness, there was always only a certain amount of privileged people who had access to these higher states of consciousness. But today, we can see that the whole world is going through a grand awakening. It is called the Shift of the Ages, and it started in the year 2020. I have other videos that are very important because they explain exactly why it happened in that year. But I will quickly resume it for you here. We have now reached the end of a long cycle, which lasted approximately 5,125 years. This can be read on the Maya's long count calendar. This first cycle came to an end 2 years ago on the date 21/12/2012, which was actually the beginning of the year 2020. And this is because the date should not have been read on our Gregorian calendar. The date should be read on the most authentic ancient calendar that is still around today. It is the Ethiopian calendar. And the date 21/12/2012 from their calendar converted into ours gives the date the 31st of December 2019, the New Year's Eve of the year 2020. And you see, the Mayas never predicted the end of the world. They predicted the beginning of a consciousness era, just as we saw happened in 2020. I believe the ones in power are following the Ethiopian calendar. Just know that the New Year's Eve of the Ethiopian calendar falls on our 9/11, a date we all remember. And they knew very well that this shift of the ages was going to happen in 2020. I even believe that this is the main reason why they created all of the distractions that came to pass since then. Just know that everything that happened was not a coincidence, and it was not for nothing. It was all done and is still being done to try and keep us stuck in low and negative vibrations and energy. You should also know that when something big happens, there is always something even bigger that is going on behind the scenes. And what it was is that they were trying to stop us from going through the consciousness awakening, because they knew that the day we would awaken would be the day that they could no longer control us. Just look at this small passage from their secret covenant. They say it in their own words. I also made a video about this that you can find on my channel. They say, their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs that we have established. But if they ever find out that they are our equals, we shall perish. It is easy to see who we are once the veil has been lifted. And this will spawn the consciousness that will release the fury of the Prime Creator upon us. And then we will be cast into the depths from whence we came. So you see, they know that the only way to put an end to them is through the rise of collective consciousness. And this is why they tried to prevent the awakening from happening. But they couldn't. It happened anyways. And people all around the world felt the shift of the ages. The veil was lifted, and our consciousness awakened. It happened so fast, and many people have recently been able to reach levels of mind that they did not even know they had. Some people are now perceiving things in their true aspect. And we have come to realize that nothing and no one stands above us. We are the creators of our own reality. And everything that happens around us is simply a reflection of our own thoughts and mind. And they have been using our minds against us. We have been told what to think. You see, until now, they have been feeding our thoughts with whatever information they wanted us to have. They have been controlling our minds. What they mainly use to influence our thoughts are the news, politics, and religions. These are the main sources of information. And this information affects our thoughts. It is a mind game for them, because we bring whatever they want into existence. Because we create as we think and speak. And they know this. They have always known this. That is why it is so important for us to eliminate all the negative sources of information, especially the ones that come from them, because they will only give us negative and dark thoughts, because that is what gives them power. They live off of our negative energies. And that is the reason why we need to seek the light and stay focused on reaching the highest vibration and frequency, which is love. Unconditional love is the most powerful energy that exists. So I will end with this. In the beginning, there was a mind, a living mind, that thought us into existence. Some call it the Prime Creator. Some call it God. Some call it energy source. Some have different names for it or imagine it differently. But no matter how you prefer to see it, just know that we are all connected to it. It feeds us as we feed it with our thoughts. And that is how we are all connected. Remember, we are all one. This is because we are all connected to the same ultimate mind. As above, so below. Everything comes from the mind. So we are the prime creators of our own reality. This is why our thoughts and energy are so important, because they affect everyone and everything around us. We have the power to change our whole reality and lift the vibrations of everyone around us and even beyond. We have reached the point of a total breakthrough, and we are moving into the 5th dimension. And in the 5th dimension, there is no place for dark thoughts and negative energies.
So keep your vibrations high, and remember that everything comes from the mind. And please beware of your thoughts, because they become your reality.